Welcome back to the most unofficial sports channel on YouTube. Welcome back to Swivel Chair Sports. I'm your host, Zach Zuckerberg Burkle, here with the coast today, Aaron. Go and say hi, Aaron.
Hi.
Alright. Please make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoy our content. Other than that, let's go ahead and get into it. So, in this video, we'll be having a little celebration because I feel like you deserve it, Detroit Lions fans. Hats off to an incredible season.
Whoa. Put it back.
Oh, God. Oh, sorry. I forgot. People aren't used to seeing that. People aren't used to seeing that. But no. Credit to Detroit for having an incredible season. I know y'all's heart. Hopefully, your heartbreak has been mended a little bit by the time this video comes out. But I understand if it is still tough for you out there. Rough way to go out, but nevertheless, you guys had an incredible season. Shoot, y'all won the division for the first time since Barry Sanders, man. I mean, y'all made the NFC Championship game for the first time since Barry Sanders, man. You were a half away from going to your first ever Super Bowl. Like, take some pride in that. Be proud, Detroit. Be proud. It's Detroit versus everybody, I thought. Come on now. Lift those spirits up. Come on, Aaron. Right?
You sounded like Dan Campbell. Come on, man.
Come on, man.
Lift the spirits up, man.
Lift them up. Come on. No, like a great season, though. And they have a young team. They've got so much potential. Like, who knows where this team could be? I think maybe look a different way in quarterback here in about 2 years. But other than that, I think the team is set up for success for years to come. As soon as you can. And I was saying Jared Goff didn't have a great year. For his standards, he had a heck of a year. But he's not going to get you over the hump. Maybe start looking for somebody. Maybe do what the Chiefs did. The Chiefs were successful for a while, traded up, got Patrick Mahomes. Thank you, Buffalo Bills. I'm sure that still haunts your dreams.
And everybody who passed on him.
But yeah, maybe do something like that. You know, trade up, jump into like the top 15, get your franchise guy. Bo Nix is out there. Michael Penix might be out there. Just saying, Detroit. Y'all had a really good draft this last year. Why not go back to back, huh? Sam Laporta, Jahmyr Gibbs, Brian Branch. It's a heck of a draft. Why don't you go out there and do it one more time?
I think I really like Bo Nix on that team.
Bo Nix on that team's exciting.
I think I do.
Yeah, that'd be fun, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, good receivers.
I think he's got the personality of a Lions player. Yeah, I think I like that.
Hey, Detroit, Bo Nix, man. Detroit, go get him. Go get him. He might be available late in first. Go get him. No, but for real, Detroit, you had a great year. What was your record again? 11 and 6, 12
and 5.
12 and 5. When was the last time a Detroit Lions fan could say their team went 12 and 5, huh? Detroit Pistons! You can't even say they went 12 and 5.
Hey, don't.
You can't even say they won 12. Yeah, sorry. This isn't about that. Sorry. We're here to celebrate Detroit, not tear it down. The Lions, I mean, man, 12 and 5. That's something you've never been able to say. Like, not your kids, not your parents, not your grandparents. Well, maybe your grandparents. But
when they were like 5.
When they were like 5, yeah. Like, maybe Calvin Johnson comes back this offseason, lines up opposite of Amon-Ra St. Brown. That'd be cool. This video turned into chaos. I'm sorry. No, but like seriously, Detroit, I think you're like a couple pieces of away from being. I think you already will be considered a contender going into next year. I mean, being in the Final Four, typically, as long as you bring back the majority of your roster, you should be considered up there amongst the contenders. Bringing back your OC, not losing Ben Johnson, that's huge, man. That's huge. Everyone thought he was going to be gone. Everyone thought he was going to be in Washington. Aaron, come on. Say some encouraging words for the Lions fans.
Yeah, woo, go Lions.
Aaron, yes.
No, I'm kidding. I mean, as much as, I don't know why, but the Lions just annoy me. maybe it's because we're on top and they're the new kid on the block. I don't know, but you saw sort of the inkling last year at the end of last season, showing some promise, and then obviously beating the Chiefs first game of the season this year. Personally, I was kind of rooting for a little rematch. You know, how fitting would
Me
it be
too.
for the that being the standalone first game of the season, being the standalone last game of the season as well. I think that would have been really cool. Now, granted, a lot of people probably don't want the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, but you know,
Yeah.
yeah, they've got a good young core with Laporta and Amon-Ra St. Brown. I do agree that they probably should look, towards quarterback fairly soon. You want to get him getting chemistry and um, use him for as long as possible, especially pairing him with the weapons that they already have. Jameer Gibbs. Um, I, I think a lot of people are kind of expecting, like you said, their offensive coordinator. They're expecting him to go somewhere for a head coaching job. I think a lot of people are expecting their defensive coordinator to go somewhere. I don't think that's as big of a problem, especially considering Dan Campbell's sort of uh, style,
Tight end, but yeah,
finding good
for whatever
guys.
reason, you think defense with him. Yeah, he was a tight end, and
Yeah,
I think technically he's an offensive-minded coach. But you think defense when you think Dan Campbell for whatever reason.
yeah, but I mean, he finds the right guys, the right
Right.
mentality. So I don't think he'll have trouble finding a good D coordinator. Um, yeah, I think the future looks promising for
Yeah.
the Lions. Now, granted, they're going to have a tough test next year with. I mean, who knows really what the Vikings are going to do with Kirk Cousins, but I mean the promise Jordan Love and the Packers showed in the playoffs, that's nothing to sort of scoff at either. So I think they've got a fight next year, but I think it looks good.
Yeah, their division's going to be fun. I think their division's going to be really fun to watch next year, like you said, with Jordan Love and then Kirk Cousins potentially coming back from Minnesota. And then who knows what Chicago does down there? I mean, they got a lot of draft
Whatever,
capital.
whatever, yeah, whatever they do in the draft, whether it be trading away and keeping Justin Fields or drafting Caleb Williams or
Hmm.
whoever they want quarterback.
Yeah, no, the NFC North is going to be really exciting, which I think that's just. You look at Jordan Love, you look at either Justin Fields or Caleb Williams. And then the Vikings are probably going to be going quarterback soon. I think that's another reason that the Lions need to start looking that way because one, like you said, you want to get that young guy in there as early as possible to build that chemistry. Two, you don't want to rely on Jared Goff too long. He's good to an extent, but he's more of a bridge quarterback. I think he's kind of been decided at this point of his career. A good bridge quarterback to get you from one place to that guy who can really win you the Super Bowl. Like with the Rams, you trade him for Matt Stafford, that last piece that comes in wins you that Super Bowl. Um, I think the Lions need to look something similar there. Maybe even bring in like a Bo Nix in the draft, have him sit a year behind Goff, learn a little bit, then trade Goff off, similar like the Chiefs did with Mahomes and Alex Smith, or Rodgers and Jordan Love and Rodgers and Favre. I mean, it's been proven to work several times. I think that's definitely the route they should maybe look towards, assuming one of those top you know 4 or 5 quarterbacks are available to them late in the first round, early second or late in the first round because they won't be in the early second round. It's not the serpentine draft. Um, but yeah, tons of young talent. Maybe need one more receiver because I think Josh Reynolds is on the wrong side of 30. Need someone else opposite of Amon-Ra St. Brown to help take the pressure off Sam Laporta because you don't want to become over reliant on those two players. Jameer Gibbs,
Especially if you don't have that guy at quarterback.
yeah, especially if you don't have that guy at quarterback. Jameer Gibbs and David Montgomery, I would assume, continue to split time next year. But I do think Montgomery's lifespan in Detroit is going to end up being fairly short, with Gibbs being as good as he is. Unless they decide to go with that two-headed monster for the foreseeable future. Maybe also look on the defensive side, get some secondary pieces to help with Brian Branch and Gardner Johnson. Um, you know, take some pressure off of Aiden Hutchinson to where he doesn't have to get back to the quarterback in 2 seconds every single play. And then also beef up that linebacker core.
if you get someone sort of similar to like what the 49ers have done and the Steelers have done, get someone to go opposite of
Mm,
Hutchinson, that could be a
that could
real
be
dangerous
scary.
combo.
Yeah, yeah. I know Chase Young's probably going to be available this offseason. He's had some attitude issues, supposedly over in San Francisco. But maybe that's somewhere that the Lions look at and be like, "Ooh, if we can get Chase Young in here, we have the culture that can, give him the correct mindset." And having a Chase Young who's 100% in, opposite of Aiden Hutchinson, that's terrifying to other offenses, I would assume. So yeah, I don't hate that idea either. As a Chiefs fan, this would gut me, but L'Jarius Sneed's going to be potentially available this offseason. Um, Arguably got snubbed out of Pro Bowl and All Pro, but maybe that's somewhere you look for that secondary spot. Again, that would
Just
gut me as a Chiefs fan, but
real quick sidebar.
yeah,
I'd prefer we re-sign Snead over Chris Jones.
yeah, that's fair. I think I'd agree with that. But yeah, that's somewhere you could look, Detroit. L'Jarius Sneed, if the Chiefs don't, for whatever reason, bring him back, or if you're able
Chris
to
Jones could
outbid,
take Chris Jones.
you could take.
That could be him and Hutchinson on the same side. Oh, that would wreak havoc.
That would be actually really scary. Yeah, that'd be terrifying. Um, we'll do a sign and trade. Is that a thing in the NFL? Just give us a Amon-Ra for him.
Fat chance.
Yeah, probably not. But no, I think Detroit, you're set up really well for the future. So all I can say is keep your head high. Yeah, it's tough to get back to this position, but I think if there's any team set up to do so, I think it's Dan Campbell and this Detroit Lions. Hopefully, he learns from his mistakes this year. Um, Maybe chooses to be a little bit more conservative, at least in the playoffs, when it comes to going forward on fourth down and in field goal range. Maybe that's another thing you need to do this offseason is get a kicker that's reliable, so that you don't have to do that. But no, I think you're set up really well for the future, Detroit. I expect to see you in the NFC Championship game and maybe even a Super Bowl within the next 5 years. Um, Aaron, anything else to add?
I mean, granted, you'll lose to the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, but we'll
That
see
is
you there.
Yeah, that is true. But hey, it'll be a great story to make it. Other than that, I think that'll do it for this episode of the most unprofessional sports channel on YouTube, Swivel Sports. I've been your host, Zach Burkle, here with the coast today. Aaron, go and say bye, Aaron.
Bye.
All right, please make sure to go back and catch our video recapping the Lions San Francisco 49ers NFC Championship game if you haven't already. But other than that, that'll do it. Deuce.